How to get rid of negative thoughts. Welcome back to Echo English. Right now, somewhere in the world, millions of people are smiling in front of others while silently fighting wars inside their own minds. Some are lying awake at 2 a.m. replaying old mistakes again and again. Some are surrounded by people and feel completely alone. Some look successful from the outside but are mentally exhausted from the constant noise inside their heads. And the strange thing is, most of these battles are invisible. Negative thoughts do not arrive with warning signs, they enter quietly. One painful memory, one insult, one failure, one rejection, one comparison, one heartbreak, one moment where you felt unwanted, ignored, or not enough. And slowly the mind begins creating a dark version of reality. You stop seeing possibilities, you stop trusting yourself, you stop believing good things can happen to you. The mind becomes a prison built from thoughts. At first, negative thinking feels temporary, but over time it becomes a habit, then a personality, then a lifestyle. Some people become so used to negativity that peace itself starts feeling unfamiliar. They expect disappointment before opportunities even begin. They imagine failure before trying. They assume people will hurt them before love even arrives. They destroy their own confidence before life gets the chance to test them. And this is one of the saddest tragedies of human life. Sometimes the greatest enemy is not outside us but inside us. But here is the truth most people never realize. Your thoughts are powerful, but they are not permanent. Your mind can be retrained, your inner world can heal, and no matter how dark your thinking has become, it is possible to rebuild peace inside yourself again. Today, we are not just talking about thinking positive, we are going deep into the psychology of negative thoughts, the hidden reasons they become addictive, and the real process of freeing your mind from emotional darkness. The human mind is like a movie projector. Imagine entering a dark theater. The screen in front of you is your life, but the projector behind you is your mind. No matter how beautiful reality actually is, if the projector is damaged, the entire movie appears dark, hopeless, and frightening. This is exactly how negative thinking works. Two people can experience the exact same situation. One sees opportunity, the other sees disaster. One breakup makes someone stronger, the same breakup destroys another person emotionally. One failure motivates someone, the same failure convinces another person to quit forever. The event is not always the problem, the interpretation becomes the problem. Negative thoughts are dangerous because they distort reality slowly, they make temporary pain feel permanent, they make small failures feel like proof that your entire life is meaningless. And the more you repeat these thoughts, the more believable they become. Your brain begins reacting evidence to support your negativity. If you believe I am not good enough, your mind suddenly notices every mistake you make while ignoring your strengths. If you believe nobody cares about me, your brain focuses only on moments of rejection while ignoring moments of love. Your mind becomes like a biased storyteller collecting evidence for suffering. That is why uncontrolled thoughts can completely change the quality of a person's life. Why the brain naturally leans toward negativity. Many people secretly hate themselves for overthinking. They ask, why is my brain like this? Why can't I just be peaceful? Why do negative thoughts keep returning? But understanding the brain changes everything. Thousands of years ago, humans survived by expecting danger constantly. A person who ignored threats could die, a person who stayed alert survived. So the human brain evolved to focus more on pain, fear, and danger than comfort. That ancient survival system still exists today. Your brain still acts as if embarrassment is danger, failure is danger, rejection is danger, uncertainty is danger. That's why bad memories stay longer than good ones, criticism hurts more than compliments, fear spreads faster than confidence. Your brain is not trying to destroy you, it is trying to protect you. But the problem is this: the brain cannot always distinguish between real danger and imagined danger. A negative thought about the future can create real anxiety in the body. An old memory can recreate pain years later. An imagined failure can stop you from taking action before anything even happens. This is why people become trapped in cycles of fear without realizing most of the suffering is happening inside their own minds. Negative thoughts become addictive. This may sound shocking, but many people become emotionally addicted to negativity. Not because they enjoy pain, but because negativity becomes familiar. And the human mind prefers familiar pain over unfamiliar change. A person who constantly thinks negatively begins creating emotional patterns, expecting rejection, expecting failure, expecting disappointment, expecting betrayal. After years of repetition, negativity starts feeling normal, peace feels strange, hope feels risky, confidence feels uncomfortable. This is why some people sabotage good opportunities. They don't trust happiness because suffering has become their emotional comfort zone. The mind says, if I expect the worst, I won't get hurt. But this defense mechanism slowly destroys joy. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack every single day for years. Eventually, the weight starts feeling normal. You forget what freedom feels like. Negative thinking works the same way. Many people are mentally exhausted not because life is impossible, but because their minds never allow them to rest. The silent damage negative thoughts cause. Negative thoughts do not only affect emotions, they affect energy, health, confidence, relationships, decisions, dreams, and even the body itself. A person trapped in negativity becomes mentally tired before the day even begins. They wake up already expecting stress, already expecting problems, already expecting disappointment. Over time, motivation decreases, focus becomes weaker, anxiety increases, sleep becomes disturbed, confidence disappears. Even opportunities begin looking dangerous. This is why two people with equal talent can end up living completely different lives. One person's mind becomes their greatest supporter, the other person's mind becomes their greatest enemy. And eventually, negative thinking creates a painful illusion that life itself is hopeless. But often, life is not the problem, the lens through which life is viewed becomes the problem. You are not your thoughts. One of the most life changing realizations a person can have is this: you are the observer of your thoughts, not the thoughts themselves. A negative thought saying you are worthless does not automatically become truth. Thoughts are mental events, not facts. The sky can contain dark clouds without becoming the clouds themselves. Similarly, your mind can contain negative thoughts without those thoughts defining who you are. This understanding creates emotional freedom because once you stop identifying with every thought, you stop giving every thought power. A fearful thought may appear, a painful memory may appear, anxiety may appear, but instead of drowning inside them, you learn to observe them calmly. You begin saying, "This is a thought, not reality," and slowly the mind loses control over you. The power of replacing inner language. The words you repeatedly tell yourself become instructions for your subconscious mind. If every day you say, "I am a failure," your brain starts acting accordingly. If every day you say, I can improve, your brain starts searching for growth. Your inner voice shapes your future more than most people realize. Imagine speaking to a child every day with harsh criticism. You are useless, you can't do anything right, you will never succeed. Eventually, the child would lose confidence completely. Now, realize this, many people speak to themselves this way every single day. The mind listens constantly. This is why changing your inner language matters deeply. Not fake positivity, not pretending problems don't exist, but balanced thinking. Instead of my life is ruined, try my life is difficult right now, but difficult moments can change. Instead of I always fail, try I failed this time, but I can learn. Small changes in inner language slowly rebuild emotional strength. Your environment feeds your mind. The human mind absorbs energy from surroundings like a sponge absorbs water. If you constantly surround yourself with toxic people, endless comparison, negativity, fear based content, criticism, chaos, your mind slowly becomes heavier. Many people do not realize how much social media affects mental peace. Every day they compare appearance, success, money, relationships, lifestyles, and comparison silently creates self hatred. People begin feeling behind in life without understanding that social media mostly shows edited highlights, not complete reality. Protecting your mental environment is not weakness, it is intelligence. Peaceful minds are built intentionally. Sometimes healing begins when you unfollow negativity, leave toxic environments, spend less time comparing, spend more time improving yourself quietly. Silence heals the mind. Modern life keeps people distracted constantly. Phones, notifications, noise, entertainment, arguments, pressure. Many people are terrified of silence because silence forces them to face themselves. But silence is where healing begins. When you sit quietly, hidden emotions appear, buried fears appear, painful thoughts appear. And this may feel uncomfortable initially, but avoiding emotions does not destroy them, it only hides them temporarily. Silence teaches self awareness. Even 10 minutes daily of deep breathing, journaling, prayer, meditation, walking alone, observing your thoughts calmly can slowly transform mental health. Because peace is not found outside first, it is built inside. A deep story about negative thoughts. There was once a man named Ravi who believed life hated him. Every morning began with stress, every night ended with overthinking. If someone laughed nearby, he assumed they were mocking him. If a friend replied late, he assumed they no longer cared. If he made one mistake at work, he mentally punished himself for days. Slowly, negativity became his identity. One day, Ravi visited an old monk living near the mountains. He asked, how do I stop negative thoughts? My mind is destroying me. The monk handed him a glass of muddy water and said, hold this. Ravi waited. Minutes passed. The dirt slowly settled at the bottom. The water became clear naturally. The monk smiled and said, the mind works the same way. Stop shaking it constantly. Ravi realized something powerful. His suffering was not only coming from problems but from endlessly replaying those problems inside his head. From that day, he stopped fighting every thought, he stopped feeding every fear, he began observing his mind instead of obeying it. And slowly, after years of darkness, peace returned to him. Healing is not instant. Many people quit too early. They expect years of negative thinking to disappear in a few days. But healing is a process. Some days your mind will feel lighter. Some days old fears will return. Some days anxiety will revisit you again. That does not mean progress is fake. A person healing emotionally is like someone learning to walk after being injured. Slow progress is still progress. Be patient with yourself. Your mind learned negativity through repetition. It will learn peace through repetition too. One negative thought repeated long enough can shape an entire life, but one new thought repeated consistently can also change an entire life. Never underestimate the power of the mind. The same mind that creates fear can create courage. The same mind that creates suffering can create peace. The same mind that convinces you to quit can someday become the reason you survive difficult times. You do not need a perfect life to have a peaceful mind. You only need to stop believing every dark thought that enters your head. Because thoughts are temporary, but the person you become by controlling them can change forever. If this video touched your heart, subscribe to Echo English and continue becoming mentally stronger, emotionally wiser, and more peaceful every single day. And before you leave, think deeply about this question. If someone spoke to you the same way your mind speaks to you every day, would you feel loved or destroyed?